Hey guys, Pitmaster here. Sensei UFC is back at it. Every time there's a UFC fight, all martial artists are in the dojo. Every time you watch a UFC fight, it's like you're in the dojo because the UFC is teaching you lessons about martial arts. I think that the UFC teaches you as many lessons in martial arts as any dojo does. And I think it's very important for you to watch these UFCs because you're going to pick up valuable lessons that you can use in your everyday life, your dojo, in the street, your training. So we had a UFC yesterday, actually, from Croatia, and the main event was Junior Dos Santos against Ben Rothwell. Here's my two takeaways. There's a lot, as many as you can absorb. But I got two that I want to talk to you about. Okay, this one. Okay, number one, looks can be deceiving. Never judge a book by its cover. Okay, and why is that important in martial arts? Because when you are facing off an opponent, whether it's in the cage, in the ring, or on the street, do not judge him by his looks. Personally, I have lost to guys in the ring. I lost to a guy in the ring that had his belly hanging over his shorts. He had no muscle tone. He looked like he had man boobs. One of the toughest guys I ever fought put a beating on me. Okay, and then I fought huge guys that were cut up and was knocking him out. And I judged this guy. I actually judged this guy before the fight. I thought, oh my God, he wants to fight me? This guy has man boobs. I'm going to kick his butt. Beat the shit out of me. Never judge a book by its cover, okay? Now, here's my lesson from UFC. Timothy Johnson. He fought a guy named Tybura, who was a good guy, a good kickboxer, solid guy. He won the M1. He was a tough guy. And Timothy Johnson's belly hangs over his pants. He looks completely out of shape because he's a heavyweight and he's trying to put on extra weight. But he actually looks completely out of shape, like he has no speed, no cardio, no power, no agility. He won the fight. He outspeeded the guy. I don't know if that's a word. He out-finessed the guy. He out-agilitized the guy. I just made that word up. You can use it. And his cardio, he went the whole 3 rounds. That's 15 minutes of hard fighting. And he had beautiful techniques. He looked like he was kind of flabby. I'll admit it. He was kind of flabby, and his opponent looked like much better shape. Never judge a book by its cover. You meet a guy like Timothy Johnson in the street, and you think you're going to fight with him. You go, oh, this guy, he'll get tired in a minute, and he probably won't be able to throw a punch. He will beat the shit out of you. So never judge a book by its cover when you're training, whether you're in a fight in the cage, the ring, or the street. Always think your opponent is going to be dangerous. Always think you can beat them, but always think that they're dangerous. No matter what they look like, how small they are, how wiry they are, how fat they are. Always, always respect your opponent. Okay? Second lesson from the main event, Junior Dos Santos, Ben Rothwell. Junior did so many things right this fight, it's not even funny. But the main thing I think that Ben Rothwell did wrong was he followed Junior. Junior had beautiful footwork, but Ben followed him around. And when you follow somebody, you're going into their trap. You're playing their game. Okay? You need to cut off the area, whether it's a cage, a ring, or in the street. You need to cut off the cage, the ring, or the street. I'll use ring. You need to cut off the ring to get your offense going. You can't follow your opponent around because you're going to always be at the end of his punches. You're always going to be playing his game. You're always going to be in his distance. Okay, so you need to cut off the cage or the ring. Okay, that includes the street too. So you need to cut off, never follow. And if you're the one moving, then a lateral movement, there's a whole different lesson to be learned there. and Junior did a great job at lateral movement. Okay, and the way to try to stop lateral movement is to cut off the ring. Do not ever follow your opponent. If you follow a moving opponent around, he's just going to be hitting you, punching you, kicking you, taking you down. You're at his beck and call. Okay? You don't ever want to follow a opponent. Always cut off the ring. Okay? So that's my second lesson. I got 2 lessons for you. Never judge a book by its cover. Always respect your opponents, no matter what they look like. And never follow a moving opponent. Always cut off the ring. Thanks for coming, guys. Please subscribe and comment. Tell me how you like this. UFC Sensei. This is the Sensei UFC. I'm going to do one every single UFC. I'm going to do one of these. So tell me how you